My name is Florian, and I'm here to present the project ExpansionPunk. What we did for this project can be separated into three categories. The first one being building a collection with a focus of inclusivity. The second one being building a tool that is used to explore different avatar collections. And the last one, building stuff for the DAO that we're planning to fund with all of this. So let me go into this. Why building this collection? Well, when we set out, we figured that most of the current collection, some notable exception excluded, are not very diverse. In the CryptoPunk universe, for example, a female can have only lipstick as a facial trait. There is no smile or frown, let alone a cowboy hat. So what we did in the beginning is we took a lot of time understanding how the CryptoPunk universe is constructed. And after we got all the rules figured out, we built our own engine to rebuild CryptoPunks while breaking some of the rules. The two rules that we broke were, first, we gave access to all traits to female archetypes. And secondly, we created a new archetype called non-binary that has access to fully male or fully female traits that were only exclusively accessible to those two base types before. While doing this, we figured that we want to build something for the community as well. So we set out and constructed the Explorer. The Explorer is a new way for you to get insights into 10K avatar projects. By loading them up, you get a very visual way of understanding how a collection is composed and what the rarity within this traits is. So I can go in and I see right now the full ExpansionPunk collection. Because one thing that we cared for is that we release the collection before we actually start minting, so that people see what they can expect from it and figure out if they want to invest in it or not. After loading a collection, I can start digging in and select the traits that I'm interested in. And while narrowing down its search, I get a very clear idea what punks I might be interested in. I can also sort by different things, for example, the hairstyle, and have it visualized in a very good way of seeing what hairstyles seem to be rare. Digging deeper, I can narrow down the selection of the punks that I'm interested in and adding more and more traits until I find the one that I like the most. Another thing that we did is, because we are releasing the metadata before we actually mint the token, we figured out a clever way of minting those. We are using BRF by Chainlink to generate a random token ID. And instead of giving out the first token until the last token, we are kind of mixing them up live on the mint process. And of course, the graph is super helpful in getting live metadata, for example, sales, owners, or transactions of the tokens. While we don't have fully included the dynamic nature of those data in our trade search logic, we are planning to do so in the next weeks. Another thing that we did is building a tool using Superfluid that helps you to stream Ether directly to people involved in your DAO. The first thing I'm going to do is I want to set a burn percentage. And I'm sorry for this error message popping up. I have no idea. It worked a few minutes before and now it's breaking. If I set this, the first thing that I'm going to do with this is I'm going to say that whatever is in this treasury, we are willing to pay 10% of this per year to the people on our payroll. So what I need to do next is to grab this contract address, go to my Superfluid dashboard, and send some of my wrapped Ether to this address. So let's say we put 2 of this in, and I do a one-off transaction. And while we are waiting here for the Ether to arrive, I'm going to add myself to the payroll of the DAO. So what I want to do is I go in, copy my address, go back to our broken contract, and put my address in here. And let's say I put myself with a weight of 3. And the transaction is going. And as soon as this goes through, a new stream will be started that will calculate how much of the contract balance I get for my weight and the burn percentage. So let's give this a few seconds until it goes through and reload the page. And what we're seeing is that the 2 Ether have arrived and we are already having something trickling out because we have one receiver with a weight of 3. So going back to my dashboard, any second now I should see a new stream arriving here. Takes a second to reload. But the idea here is that I can, for example, pay community moderator based on the time they spend moderating the community. So you saw popping up the stream and it put me from $25 a month to $73 a month. So let's say I take a different address, like this one, copy it, and add it to the payroll as well, with a weight of 2. What this will do is that it will split the proceeds of the DAO treasury between the 2 receivers. And by the way, if anyone has an idea why this is occurring, let me know. I'm super excited to find out how to fix this. So I have 2 receivers in here, and we should see in the dashboard that it's going down to $55 a month because I'm splitting it with another one. And to undo this, the last thing that we can do is we can, of course, also remove addresses from the payroll. So the next step with this is to implement it towards Discord so that we can have the DAO members voting on who they want to be on the payroll and what the weight of those people should be. Transaction has succeeded, and going back, we should see any second now that my initial stream is bumping back up to $70 a month. There we go. If that sounds interesting to you, you should check out ExpansionPunk.com, join our Discord, and follow us on Twitter. We are looking forward to seeing all of you there and building the decentralized future together.